Have you ever wondered what happens to all these Kickstarter campaigns for watches, both officially and unofficially? Exactly 1 year ago, I reviewed a new watch about to be launched on Kickstarter, called the Ikigai Maru. It had lots of interesting features, but no doubt the amazing lume was a big attraction. It was fully funded in 5 minutes, and then it was time to play the waiting game for the backers. Kickstarter has a bit of a reputation for not stepping in at all if a campaign gets out of hand. I've been part of a few campaigns myself that went pear-shaped. The most famous one in the watch world is probably the Hampton GMT watch, which to this day is such a mystery. Here's a guy with amazing designs and so much goodwill that managed to squander all that away and burn his brand forever. And the bad news is, Kickstarter is a platform where you risk your own money at no protection at all from the company behind said platform. People do tend to get outrageously angry over this, and it is frustrating, but at least you know or should know what you're in for from the start. Doing your research on the person behind the campaign you might be about to back is important, but that's sometimes not possible. Anyway, the good news for backers is that Ikigai was successful, and the reason I'm revisiting this model is that I thought it would be interesting to both compare the finished watch with the promised version, and even more so, hear about the man behind Ikigai, Auscar, and the many challenges he faced. I'll also compare the prototype to the finished version, and you can be the judge of the final product. Incidentally, you may have come across the word Ikigai again recently in the Netflix doco Secrets of Blue Zones, where having a purpose in life, loosely translated to Ikigai, is the key to long life. I'm not saying owning this watch will make you live longer, but hey, it might be worth a try. Anyway, let's get stuck in. The sizes of these finished watches has not changed. It's still an ideal 40.8mm diameter, 20mm lug width, and 47mm lug to lug. It's 11.7mm thick and weighs in at 154 grams, sized up for me. So how did this production go? Well, here's a summary. Halfway through the production, Auscar had to change factories because there were problems with the quality. The bezel has some backplay, and this had to be fixed, and it has been. One issue I raised in my review was the sharp edges around the crown that would scratch your skin. This is now perfectly done. The protruding end links of the prototypes, this has now been fixed and is now flush with the lugs. The crystal is now properly set within the bezel. The lume has been sorted out to be more consistent overall, and the font slightly changed. And the bezel is now properly aligned with the hands. Some of the design upgrades Auscar took on just for his own peace of mind and wanting to deliver a great product. For example, the bezel material is now ceramic and not aluminium. The bracelet buckle and overall quality has been changed and improved, and there's a long list of small upgrades too, and I'll link to his video detailing all these. So what did this mean? Auscar is not a millionaire with nothing else to do. He had to basically work, and work some more to earn the money to somehow pay for this, and it did obviously come with the risk of not being able to make ends meet. But he managed to, and here we are. It is safe to say that Auscar does need to sell the watches he now has in stock, so if you do like what you see here, I know that he would very much appreciate your support. What is my opinion then on the released watch? I always gravitated towards the dark blue, and it's still my favorite. To be honest, it really comes alive on straps for me, and this Atom hybrid strap in blue just makes this look like such a complete package to my eyes. Getting close up with this finalized style, the blue looks almost like car paint with some reflecting elements built in. The print of the logo is good overall, as is the model name and water resistance. The indices are all surprisingly good and very high quality overall. Just check out some of these images. The new 3D hands hold up to close inspection as well, as do the contrasting second hand with its lume pip. Sure, there are some artifacts around the lume details, which is not surprising. It is an absolute lume torch after all, this one. But that is to be expected, and it's not visible at all from a normal distance or without close-up aids. The bezel that holds the flat sapphire crystal that now clearly has more AR coating is also extremely solid. There is no backplay whatsoever, and it's super stiff to move around. I do almost prefer the Seiko click feel of the original, but no question this feels like solid quality. The sides of the case are now silky smooth as they needed to be, and also have much more dense pattern for the lume, which means a brighter shine in the evening. The crown is also wider now, which is much better for grip, and is still both signed and lumed, which is another cool detail in the dark. The back of the case is slightly improved, but to my eyes it looks the same and it's still very pretty. It still holds the Miyota 9039, but this solid steel case means you don't feel any wobbles on your wrist at all. It's just a great quality movement that will last a long time and will be easy to service by most watchmakers. The H-link bracelet is still the same and is still pin and collar adjustment, which is fiddly to be sure, but it's also fairly secure, so unlike screw pins, it'll stay adjusted and not fall off potentially. It is quick release, so it's easy to change the straps, and the whole arrangement is good quality with a push release buckle, and it offers 3 micro adjusts. You'll have no problem getting a good fit here. The lume is still amazing, like properly good. It serves its purpose to tell the time in the dark, but really, the approach here is all about fun mainly, and I'm still very much on board for this. So Auscar has poured his blood, sweat and no doubt many tears into this. Was it worth it? Building a new brand is hard, getting noticed is hard, and producing a final result is also hard when you have to work with suppliers that change their specs halfway through and will treat you like the small fish that you are. Kickstarter is objectively brilliant for this, and the only thing you really absolutely must nail is the communication with your backers. Time and time again, this is the one thing that frustrates backers to the point where they get angry and abusive online, and it is understandable. Auscar nailed this, and he clearly understands that when things go wrong, that's where good operators differs from bad. There were people that cancelled their pledges, but none that went unanswered. Building a new brand is expensive, but if all you have to do is work hard, offer great customer service, and treat your customer base like your most valued company asset, then you've managed to create a brand that now has fans and not customers. And that is the key right there. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Auscar will do next, and I hope that you put this brand and its watches on the radar for the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.